to the Hebrew Israelite. Those dudes are really aggressive. According to the numbers that I've seen, this is the fastest growing homegrown religion in America. Hebrew Israelism is growing by conversion rates. So actually, they're actually persuading people. They are absolutely people. Large reason because growth is primarily attached to early church Christians.
Bruce Lawn.
Vocab Malone's in the house. Hey, I don't know when I heard of you initially through Christian hip hop stuff.
Probably.
You're probably now one of the foremost engagers in the
Hebrew
Israelite world. Why are you such a glutton for punishment with those guys, man? Those dudes are really aggressive. And we were hanging out in Phoenix, and it was like, I just wanted to see you. I was like, hey, man, like, I'm in Phoenix. You're like, want to go out and talk to the Hebrew? No, Vocab. I have zero desire to go talk to the Hebrew Israelite. What is, like, give me your understanding for your heart on why you have a burden for these folks. And is it for them, or is it for the people that watch? Like unpack some of that for me.
Well, it doesn't start with watching for me. It starts when I found out a number of years ago, Ruslan, they're literally going into the middle of services at churches, interrupting the service, saying, "You're Israelites, here's why, da 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 da." And if you don't agree, then they curse them out and leave. So I found out this was happening, and so I looked into it, but I was like, I don't know if I'll ever see these guys. So the way I heard about it is an old friend from my old neighborhood says these guys are coming around. Sometimes they'll try to deny it, but they still do a version of this where they go on the outside of churches. You don't see them as often going directly into the service. But that tactic really bothered me. I care about the church. I care about God's people. I'm not trying to sound all sanctimonious, but that kind of intrusion, because I'm all for dialogue.
You're talking about full-on disruption of services.
Going into and specifically in Columbus, where I'm from.
Okay. And
they had done that in a number of other places. And so
that's kind of wild. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
These days more outside. This is a few groups did this, but I happened to find out about it, saw videos of it, and did a deep dive, but never ran into them until I did run into them in my neighborhood. So I said, hey, no one's going to know what these guys are. I know what those guys are. So I said, if they're still there when I drive back by, I'm getting out of the car. They were. We talked. I put it up on an old blog spot thing I ran. The response was overwhelming. I need more resources. My cousin. I was like, whoa. Right? I mean, I cannot tell you. I said, okay, let me get you some resources. Search, Google. I know apology. Where are the resources? Not to exaggerate, there were no resources. I said, Lord, are you trying to tell me something? And so short version, I kind of, you make those deals with God. Lord, I'll do this till someone else comes along or the problem goes away. It was kind of like that type of that. This is you know what I mean? This is the prayer discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Well, the problem got a lot worse. Praise God, more people came along, but the problem has grown exponentially. In fact, according to the numbers that I've seen, this is the fastest growing homegrown religion in America. Because Islam is growing primarily by.
Yeah, man. So let me say this, man. I think the topic itself, bro, is ridiculous. I'm just gonna be, and I'm not no knock towards you, all right? But the topic itself. First, let me ask you a question. Number one, I don't believe God's a racist, right? That's that old Sakari Genesis joke stuff, right? That's just nonsense. That's the only thing they want to even debate me on. They don't want to debate me on Christ, right? I'd rather debate issues that lead to a person's salvation, right? Well, so let me ask you a question. Let's say you were right. I think you're dead wrong. How does that lead anybody to Christ, to salvation? How does that lead anybody to salvation?
That's the question I was actually hoping to ask. And my inbox is full of brothers that come to me saying that, wow, I was leaning towards Christianity, but when I watched your video, you made all the sense in the world. So I would say if this brother's coming to my camp for more understanding, because the Bible says that God is leaning towards Israel and not the entire world, then I would say it's definitely a salvific issue, as you might put it.
Okay, now what if I agree with
you? Yeah, that part.
Shalom, family. Shalom. How's my audio coming in? How y'all doing? We doing things a little earlier today. We're gonna be doing things a little earlier next week. A little bit of a delay on my part. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me. But how y'all doing, family? How y'all doing in the chat? How's my audio? Can y'all hear me clearly? One's in the chat if I'm good. Tools if I need to smooth something out. It looks like the audio registering well. All praises to the Most High, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. You hear that? You hear that? Hebrew Israelism is one of the fastest growing religions. Lily said too. Let me see what I can do to adjust this audio real quick. Because I don't want y'all to miss nothing. We ain't gonna talk about nothing too much. But what we are going to do is drop a link today for any Christians that want to come through and deal with the subject matter. We're not doing random topics or anything like that. Nobody's banned. Make sure all the blocks are removed. Slightly smooth, in and out. We definitely don't want that in and out taking place. Let me see. How about now? Any better now? Any different? Shalom, family. Shalom. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get everybody in here before we get too far into it. Y'all know I was trying to get Corey Minor. I was trying to debate Corey Minor, smart Christian. That's funny. Mike's still in the comments talking back and forth 56 minutes ago. I wonder if he'll just click the link. Let me see. That's not how I see it. Challenged all Israelites when I came to my channel. You just to click my link. You should have been to accept my challenge. Not to start a different one. Mike, look, man, you had your chance to be the big man. All praises to the Most High, man. So y'all know how I was trying to get Christian Corey Minor, smart Christian channel. I was trying to get a debate with him. He turned me down as well. He don't want to have the discussion either. I finally got him.
Believe what you want. The text says what it says. Huh, Sir Walter?
Don't be a dumbass. As a matter of fact, the dumbass was smarter than the prophet.
So, man, you guys, man, if you guys is here for it, man, you want to see what his reaction was. Yeah, Vocab always sound ridiculous. He always sound ridiculous. All praises to the Most High for it. He's one of our boldest adversaries, and he's just trash at what he does. That being said, man, this is a day where I want y'all to really rejoice. We got our enemies on the back foot, and they really just running the other way. We're gonna kind of talk about why I'm approaching this topic the way I'm approaching it with such fervency. Is because before you talk about salvation and before you talk about gospel, there's certain nuances that need to be understood about who God is and who he wanted his people to be and what their morale was and how they got their morale and how the Most High gave them laws, statutes, and commandments so that it would be their righteousness and their wisdom in the sight of the nations, and how some of that righteousness, how some of that wisdom included racist tenets in the Torah. Why is this important? Well, Yahawashi said that the real worshipers are going to worship him in spirit and in truth. So I'm just simply stirring the pot and furthering the separation, right? He came to bring a sword. He came to bring division. I came to bring the same division. I came to help weed out the sheep from the goats. Now, I'm not going to pluck them out myself and catch them away. But what I certainly want to do is make sure that the Most High and his son, when his actual sheep are putting the ear out there and they're hearing these things that are being said, they're able to decipher between his words and, the church's little lollipop doctrine. That being said, family, I want to welcome y'all to another episode of the Incinerator. I believe this is the 64th episode through the spirit and power of the Most High, and we really just getting started. And I want y'all to know we wouldn't be here without y'all tuning in, so thank y'all. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Like I always tell you, that's the biggest part of how this ministry grows, at least this online ministry. That being said, let's get to it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, and all praises to the Most High. With that being said, man, I'm just having a laugh. Mike is in the comments talking about how his challenge, right? I go on this video on his channel, and I don't know where I read the challenge wrong, but he didn't have anything specific. His live was titled Friday Q&A with Pastor Mike, False Doctrine, Hebrew Israelism, and more. So I pop in there. If that's how you serving it, then I'm going to see what it's about. So I go in there and I tell him, I want to talk about racist tenets in the Torah. Now, he was already aware that I was trying to have this debate because he hopped in my comments because I actually tagged him and did a public challenge on my YouTube post. You know how I get down. And so he comes in there, he asked me if I'm on the affirmative side of that. And I said, yeah. And I don't hear nothing back from him no more. And you know me, from Seattle. And I wanted the smoke to occur sooner than later. He was taking too long. So in order to, get to it, I just went to him. You know what I'm saying? I just went to him. Shout out to again, Israel, Shalom. Ava Torah, Shalom. Hey, from Seattle since 1980. Shalom. Speak of Seattle. Right? We got from Seattle since 1980 in the building. Shalom to that, brother. Ephraim Ben Yasharala, Shalom. We got Tony Layside in the building. Shalom. Lily, Shalom. Ephraim Ben Yasharala, I already said your name, but Shalom twice to you, family. We got Bees in the building. Shalom. Who else in here? It's going down. So yeah, so I put up to his channel, we need to get the debate on the table. We need to get it on the books sooner than later. I've been trying to get it for so long. I've been trying to get 2 or 3 Christians. I've gone on Berean TV and challenged all the Christians. Just pull up, just give me 3 of them. Get me Rabbi Eduardo from Radar Apologetics. Get me somebody, and nobody want to do it. Not even on some tag team type stuff. So I'm excited because Mike, he seems to be bold. He responds to the challenge, and this is what I get. So it seemed like the debate's not going to happen. I'd imagine if anybody's going to take the debate at this point, it's probably because they're idiots or off their meds. Because there's no way to defeat this. There's no way to defeat it. Why? Because it's not about me. It's because the word of God it just is what it is. And there's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? I am Isaiah, Shalom. There ain't no way around it. And because the word says what it says, we're just going to continue to pinch down on it. We're going to continue to tighten the noose around Christianity's neck and choke the life out of that wicked ass white supremacist cultic movement. Racist tenets, book, chapter, verse. Dominique Dulos, no. Because if you look on my channel, you will see a discussion with Dominic Dulos and myself, where I believe we talk about this ad nauseum 2 hours or more when it comes to who you can have as slaves and who you can't. So my premise of racist is based off of lineage, common ancestor, nationality. That is a form of race, not skin color. For those of you that may be confused. All right. Long story short, I'm going to continue to choke the Christian church out about this and all of these little nuanced topics that they like to look past in favor of all this debate whether or not God is 3 people. I'm not doing that shit. I really don't care to talk about that topic. Why? Because Hebrew Israelites aren't leaving the truth because of the Trinity. It just ain't happened. But I am getting plenty of emails. I sent an email 1619. Let me take a gander. Mr. Batista, is that you? Let me see. I'm gonna have to look at this afterwards. All praises to the Most High, but I got the email though, for sure. I got the email. So, long story short, I don't care about debating about the Trinity. Why? Israelites aren't leaving the truth about the Trinity. In fact, Christians are coming to the truth despite the Trinity, right? So there's no point in defending that. Who am I proving that to? That's just a strong point that you think you can have, and you're not going to sit there and Jedi mind trick me about what words mean. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's a smokescreen topic. Or once saved, always saved. That's ridiculous. It's election, and ain't nobody saved until the fat lady sings. And by the fat lady, I mean Babylon as the missiles come falling apart. That being said, you know, it's certain nuanced topics, things that would make people question the God they worship. And this is important because are you worshiping the God of the Bible, or are you worshiping some entity that the church made up? That's my biggest concern. And in that endeavor, I'm getting growth in the camp of fire of God. In that endeavor, Hebrew Israelism, as they would put it, is the fastest growing religion in America as far as religions that came about in America. But it's popping off worldwide. It's popping off in Africa. It's popping off in South Central America. It's just popping off, period. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing our job. So let's just continue to crush these people. Without further ado, I just wanted to kind of share this footage because I want to share this moment where I finally got to talk to Corey Minor. I didn't gas him.
Can't help you, brother. Can't help you. All right, let's go to brother Ash. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. And you are going to be. All right, I can't. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right. All praises to the Most High.
Okay.
That was crazy interaction. And you know what? I want y'all to understand something, man. When y'all think that for you Christians out there that's watching and think this is a game, man, I don't take no damn breaks. I'm in the car waiting for my wife to come out of Pilates. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play that shit where she come out of Pilates and it's dark outside and it's not a good environment for her to be safe at. So I'm in the car waiting for my wife to come out of Pilates. I'm not in there twiddling my fucking thumbs. I'm in there trying to put some work in. So I'll go live anywhere I can, however I can, when I can, if I can. And when I'm in moments like these, Christians, this is your best opportunity to not just argue with an Israelite, but get some edification, because I don't even have my Bible at this time. I'm just doing this on the fly through the Spirit of the Most High. The League, Shalom, family. Bahashem Yahawashi, Barakatah.
I get a lot of them.
I commend your efforts on that. I wanted to ask you about Zechariah chapter 8 and your worldview when it comes to verses 22. Now, this is interesting. The unfortunate thing about this, it'll be revealed to you shortly. But when you hear this answer, let me know the most disturbing piece about this. Let me know if you can guess what's so disturbing about this to me. 23. How do those begin to come to play? What does it look like approaching that set of prophecy?
What was that text again?
Zechariah chapter 8, verses 20 through 23.
20 through 23. All right, let's put it on the screen. Let's put it on the screen. Thus says the Lord of hosts, it will yet be that the peoples will come, even the inhabitants of many cities. The inhabitants of one will go to another, saying, let us go at once and entreat the favor of the Lord and seek the Lord of hosts I will also go. So many peoples and mighty nations will come to seek the Lord of.
Hold on, let me pause. Let me do this real quick. Invite, if there are any Christians in here right now, if you by yourself, I want you to tag some Christian friends that's skilled with the word. Tell them, come in here. Tell them this Negro's about to drop a link. And I want at least 2 Christians. I will give you guys a moderated amount of time. I'll give you each 10 minutes, right, to give a presentation in order to combat me in an organized fashion on the topic of racist tenets in the Torah, but the minimum is 2. It got to be at least 2 of y'all, 2 or 3 or 4. The limit is probably going to be about 4, just because I'm moderating it by myself, in which case I would minimize you guys' allotted amount of time to present one by one, just so that we don't put everybody to sleep that know better already. But if you're a Christian and you're in here and if you don't agree with this doctrine, or if you're a Hebrew Israelite and you're if you disagree with the doctrine, tag a friend, tag another brother and say, hey, come in here. It's this nigga in here, man. He's talking about racist tenets in the Torah we got to represent. Y'all could come through, at least 2 of y'all, max 4, and you guys will get a turn. I'll be respectful, and you can prove that there are no racist tenets in the Torah. I just really want to be like our forefather David, right? And I want to find the closest thing to a giant, even if it's 4 midgets stacked on top of each other, just to knock y'all down with 1 stone for the glory of the Most High. That's really what I'm on right now. That's really what I'm on right now. I really want to just put on for the Lord. We see these wars popping off. We see the rumors of wars popping off. We see the things that's about to come to play with these little fake chariots they got in the air, trying to stage fake invasions and all of that, right? We see these things popping off, and I just feel like it's necessary that we put in as much work as possible, cause as much destruction as possible to these falsehoods as we can. Right. So the invite is out there. All you Israelites in here, all you Christians in here, do the same thing. Like, share, subscribe on all your social media platforms, and let them know what I said. This nigga's in here tripping. He said he'll debate 2 or 3 of y'all on racist tenets in the Torah. Please go to work. Please go to work for you, brother, because all I'm asking is tee them up so I can out the park.
Host in Jerusalem, and to entreat the favor of the Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts, in those days 10 men from all the nations will grasp the garments of
mighty brother from the tribe of Zebulon in the building. Shalom, another FLG member. How you living, God?
Of a Jew, saying, let us go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. Okay, and so now what was your question again?
I wanted to know what it looks like in your worldview approaching that prophecy. What does it look like as that comes to play?
Okay, here's how I see this. Now, we don't know who, there are some folks that say they're Jews that are not. There are some folks that don't know they are, that are, don't know. There are some in the land that are true Jews. There are some there in the land that are not. There are also, because the text tells us, there are also Jews that are not in Israel, and that those that are, that will be. In the end, God's plan for Israel is going to come about. God is going to fulfill and keep his promises with everyone that he's made, really with himself. If he's promised to do something, he will do it. The Bible says that that God does not alter his words. He has promised to save Israel. However, Israel has a hard heart. He has told us that he has given them eyes, that he's blinded their eyes, dulled their ears, and hardened their heart. They're not all Jews. There are some Jews who have placed their faith in Christ, who are doing what they're supposed to, but the overwhelming majority have not. Isaiah 53 says that the time is going to come in the future that they are going to, with one heart, call on their Messiah, which is why Isaiah 53 uses past tense verbs when describing what happened to the Messiah. He uses those past tense verbs because they are going to, at some point in time, call on him. They're going to say those things. In Zechariah, he's speaking of what is going to be in that day. In that day, God is going to deal with Israel, and he's going to save Israel. And there will be a lot of people that are not of Israel that are going to want to be a part of it. They're going to want those same blessings. That hadn't happened yet. It is going to happen. And so that's how I read that there's a lot more to go through Zechariah. Zechariah I think, is a very good book that explains what's happening in the end times. But certainly Zechariah is speaking to it now. He tells us that though Zechariah also tells us that he is going to punish Israel, but he's also going to save Israel. He is going to punish them for their wickedness, their hard-heartedness of what they've done previously. But in doing so, he's promised that not only is he going to save Israel, but he's also going to save those that are not of Israel. He's going to use them like right now, and even back to the time of Christ to make Israel jealous. There will be some that will hear the gospel. It will be a stumbling stone to them, a rock of offense to them. But in the future, he is going to, as he promised, to change their hearts. Now, how many? Obviously not all, because it's not all of Israel is Israel, but he's going to bring them he's going to bring them back to her Messiah. So that's how I look at this.
Good. I appreciate that. It seems like you actually thought through it instead of made up an answer on the spot. And that's usually what I get, is somebody making up.
You got to give credit where it's due. But the spookiness is interwoven in this idea. And I'm sure a lot of you are catching on to what I mean by that.
Answer on the spot, indicating to me that a lot of these prophecies are unimportant. Would you be led to believe that this pairs well with Isaiah 2 when it comes to the law flowing forth out of Zion?
Let's go to Isaiah. Where did Isaiah 2?
I can't remember the verse, but it says the law shall flow forth from Zion or from Jerusalem. Kind of like what it says in the.
This was a real opportunity, man, and I didn't want to squander it. I have a big gripe with him because he went to Hosea chapter 2 in order to try to prove that Romans 11 is talking about Gentiles, actual Gentiles. And then he went to Hosea 2 and he said, see, this is talking about Gentiles. So I wanted to chop him up about that, but I figured let me build some good rapport with the brother first and then come back later with a little bit more intensity. Still decorum, still respectful with a little more intensity, because I don't know if he's soft or not, in terms of how he's able to deal in a dialogue.
Book of Micah.
Well, what he is going to do, let me see where I think you might be talking about. Now, what we've done in this, as we've gone through our Bible study, we've gone through we're still in the Old Testament, and we're just working our way through. We're doing it methodically, taking our time, and we're constantly referring back to what God has stated previously. It's like, and how we do this is we look at the Bible like it's a story, because that's what it is. He's laying things out. Now we see the problem in Genesis 3, the fall of man, and we see the solution in Revelation 19 and 20. In between that, more of the storyline is being fleshed out, kind of like you watch a movie or you watch a television series, something like that, and you see what's happening and you get more into it and you see what's happening, more characters show up, and then some of the things that were stated earlier, you're not, what does that mean? But you start seeing more details added to either a prophecy or a promise or something like that. And so what we know is going to happen with Israel is he speaks about in the last days, or in that day, the day of the Lord. We found out as we read through these books, and by the way, let me put this up for other people. If you guys have not seen this, go ahead and take a snapshot of this, do a screenshot of this. When we look at this is the Old Testament timeline. We've got a chronological timeline from Genesis to Nehemiah. These are what we call the chronological books. We also have what's called the complementary books that complement the chronological book. For example, Leviticus and Deuteronomy complement Exodus and Numbers. These are other books that go with the law. They give extra detail. First and Second Chronicles is a complementary to First and Second Samuel and First and Second Kings. But then we've got the prophets. We've got the prophets that prophesy to the northern kingdom, the two that do so. We've got those prophets that prophesy to the Gentile nations, that being Obadiah, Jonah, and Nahum. We've got the prophets that prophesy to the southern kingdom, Judah. And then we've got those that prophesy during the exile, and then those that prophesy during the restoration. Well, there's a reason for that. God is letting us know what he's doing. He's giving us more and more detail. So the day of the Lord, the last day, what is he going to do? Well, he's promised that he's already in the process of breaking Israel down. He's promised to build them back up. There's a reason why you keep hearing the name Israel over and over and over, because that land, unfortunately, there are those that don't believe that the land is important, but the land is important. That's literally where he's promised to come back and to reign. He's promised to reign in Israel. And that at some point in time, Israel will be a light to all nations. That is all going to happen. Now, we don't know all the intricate details and so forth, but it's going to happen. And so as we read the Bible, we see the storyline, how it's laid out.
So if y'all don't hear it yet, I know some of y'all do. He obviously believes that them crackers over there is Israel. That's what he believes, and that's it's so fucking spooky. It's like, how do you have the wherewithal to be able to at least have this bearing on eschatology and then be so removed from the fact that Christ said that them people wouldn't be in the land, you know what I'm saying, if there was them real ones until he came back? How do we get around it? And then all of a sudden you realize that he's abandoned this historical based, this history based hermeneutic in favor of the common Christian rhetoric. You know, so it was very disappointing, but I didn't expect much. This is actually more than I expected. So, you know, kudos to the brother for what he got right, but goddamn, the things that he has wrong. Hopefully I'll be able to have more of a discussion with him, but we'll continue with the footage. Like, share, and subscribe.
What he's planning to do previous, even before he set the law, before the establishment of the law, what he's promised to do in the world, even as he has this people Israel and those who are not Israel, what his promise is to do, and how he has promised to reign as Lord of all on this earth at some point in time. And so when we go through our Bible studies, I'm giving a shameless plug to those folks who have never seen the Bible study. When we do so, you are more than welcome to come in and look and see how we're doing that. And when someone disagrees, hey, I disagree with that. What does this mean? What we tend to find is that the majority of people that, as we go through it, not all, but the majority of people that go through this see what we all see. Now, there are some that have come on late and they didn't catch up with the very beginning. So I always recommend start with Genesis and work your way through, and then see how much disagreement we have. There's not going to be, in many cases, there's always going to be somebody that's going to want to disagree, but in many cases, there's just not that much disagreement. There's always going to be some. And so I would say if a person wants to kind of get an understanding of kind of how we're doing this, we're reading this in a literal, grammatical, historical hermeneutic. That's how we read it and see if things don't make as much sense. So I know I gave a little extra information in terms of how I read and understand the Bible.
No, I gained a little.
Man, we got any Christians in here yet that want to debate the topic? God damn. Was y'all able to get a hold of anybody? Did y'all let anybody know what we doing in here, man? Tell me y'all didn't. Matter of fact, let me do a post. Let me do a post about this.
A bit more respect, understanding that your hermeneutic is historical and not just like magical. Like, you know, there's some of those Christians where, you know, they see a word, for example, and it triggers an emotion, and therefore their whole hermeneutic is based off of the connotation they gain from that buzzword, like Gentile or Greek, not understanding that maybe there's a historical context behind these phraseologies. And said, I wanted to know, like, you acknowledge that Christ is going to reign. That tells me that you don't believe that this is necessarily his kingdom right now, but that maybe he's going to return one day, and then he is going to put judgment in the earth and correct all the wrongs.
This cannot be. This is not. If this is Jesus's rule right now that we're under, well, yeah, we're in trouble. That's not. Listen, men can do better than this. So no, this is not. When he reigns, there is one. The Bible is clear. We'll know it. We are going to know it when he reigns. And so the time is near. Now I don't know how near he is. Near is near. Might be another week. Might be a decade. Might be a millennium. Who knows how long it's going to be? But he's getting closer. And so it will behoove us to put our trust and faith in him. However, I do believe that he is going to reign. Like that, again, that's the promise. Genesis 3 is there for a reason. He is going to reign for a particular reason. Even there's some that say that he's reigning right now. No, he's not reigning right now. If he's reigning right now, we're in trouble. So
big trouble.
Yeah.
That said, why do you think a lot of Christians hate the notion that the kingdom comes later? Usually when I talk about texts like Zechariah 8 or Isaiah 2, like what we mentioned before, or even Isaiah 60 and 61, they kind of push back at the notion that Christ is going to come to rule, that the Israelites behind him are going to rule under him, and that the world is going to flow up to Zion and they're going to learn the ways of the Lord, kind of like what Isaiah 56 says. Why do you think there's so much pushback on that?
Well, I can't speak to everybody, but one of the issues is that there is this push for us to become what I phrased as Israel envy.
Yeah.
Because the Bible speaks a lot about Israel, some people feel as though that, hey, what about me? I'm getting left out. Well, God has a promise for you as well. That is, if you're in Him. Because I speak about Bob doesn't mean I don't care about you. But Israel is the one that has been used as an example to show man doesn't not normally want to do right. And Israel is the one that he made a covenant with, but also that Israel broke. Because he doesn't speak, he spends more time speaking about Israel, doesn't mean that he's forgotten about you. He has made promises for you. That is, if you're not Israel, if you are a Gentile, he's made promises for you. And so if your promises are found, if he promised something for me and it's only on one page of the Bible, I don't need 500 other pages for me to believe that. So what he has promised, I'm good with. I don't need to put myself or insert myself in place of Israel. If God is not going to keep his promise, and here's the problem: if God is not going to keep his promise with Israel, then what expectation do I have for him to keep his promises with the Gentile church? There is none. So if he's going to lie about that, then he's going to lie about that. But again, he says in Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs, or is it Psalm? One of them, that he does not alter his word. He's not going to change his word. And so when we see what he said, he made a promise. And God is the kind of God who doesn't have to fix things up for us. He made a promise, and we see this in the Middle Ages where there is no nation of Israel. So what's going to happen? What's happened? Well, we must be the new Israel. We have replaced Israel. Well, there's two prophecies that he gives in Ezekiel, I think 27, and then also in Isaiah 66, I think, where he promises to bring them back into the land, and to do so in one day. Well, he did so. 1941, literally one day. Who does that? He says it's nothing like that has happened before.
Two bugged out things got said within 1 second. Dominique Dulo said Amos 9 and 12 proves heathen are joint heirs. And then this nigga comes and says that in 1948, God kept his promise to Israel. Oh my God. Lord in Christ. And this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Amos 9 literally says that God is going to possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen which are called by his name. I know people want that to be a positive connotation, but as the book of Revelation says, the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord. Why? That's because in Numbers 24, it's prophesied that Christ is going to conquer all these nations. Why? Because in the book of Genesis, when Abraham is given the promise, he's told that his seed is going to come along and he's going to possess the gate of his enemies. That's what that's talking about. It's not talking about Gentiles being joint heirs at all. At all. Nice try, though.
That's literally what he says, and it happens. And he's not speaking about them coming back from exile, because that wasn't over one day, and it wasn't them coming from all over the globe. Now, there's more to do, because he also says there's going to be more Jews that are going to come from other parts of the world later on, when we start seeing what he's speaking of in Isaiah and in Jeremiah and in Hosea and in Zechariah and in Micah. Micah said he's going to be this shepherd that's going to come, and he is going to shepherd his sheep. I'm sorry, and his sheep will remain. So he's speaking obviously towards the end. So I think, though, that sometimes we either want to see ourselves in something. Sometimes folks want to help God out. Hey, I don't see Israel anymore. And so a lot of what we're dealing with now is a byproduct of what we saw in the 1900s, thinking that we're going to need to fulfill on our own. We are the new Israel. No, the Bible needs you. If he says this is what he's doing with Israel, then it's what he's doing with Israel. If he says I'm going to spin the earth or the moon on the head of a needle, he can do that. We ain't got to figure it. We ain't got to figure it out. We ain't got to say I think it means that. We don't have to spiritualize or allegorize things. Now there is allegory in the text, but where the literal works, go with that. So I think that if we just, again, read the Bible as we're reading a story, God does not, nowhere in the Bible does he says that you guys are so smart. You guys, I think you guys are so smart and so deep. Let me give you some things that I think that you can pick up on. No, he doesn't think that about us. He thinks that we are just what we are, not very intelligent people. And so he gives it to us in a plain way to understand, and let's go with that. And so we can understand his promises and be happy about his promises. Amen.
Agreed.
So,
That,
listen, I gotta run because, man, I'm in this, what is it, 4 hours and 30 minutes. This is my record, and I am
can
wore out. I gotta take one more, and I gotta move on.
we do just one more?
One more.
One more.
We gotta make it quick.
So that being said, if you look at Isaiah 61, and I believe from verses 5 through 7, it gives a certain description, and it's often problematic for a lot of Christians that I talk to. I, for example, believe there's what you could call a racist set of tenets in the Torah, race based off of lineage set of tenets in the Torah. I don't believe it's going anywhere, but nonetheless, despite the fact that those tenets exist, I do believe that when the righteous beareth rule, the people are going to rejoice and the wicked are going to bear rule. And when that happens, the people are going to mourn, like what we're seeing now. Isaiah 61, it talks about an environment where the Israelites are called priests of the Lord, but Gentiles they're going to be set up against another set of tasks, more like remedial work dealing with agriculture. You familiar with what I'm talking about in Isaiah 61?
Yeah, and this is now we're gonna come back to this when we come back to the beginning of the year. When we get back to the Bible study, we're actually gonna pick back up in Isaiah 60, and we're gonna be talking about more of the end time stuff. And so I would say this: check back in with us. Feel free to join in with us. It's going to be the second Monday of is it second Monday? Either the second Monday or the third Monday of the new year, and every Monday thereafter we'll have our Bible study at 5 p.m. Central Time. And so we'll cover that because there is going to be we'll talk about what other nations are going to be doing at this time.
All
right.
I like that.
All right, brother.
I've been trying to actually get a hold of you through other channels. I wanted to actually debate you because I saw a video that you posted saying that Hebrew Israelites are ignorant. And I wanted to kind of go back and forth with you about those racist tenets in the Torah. So now that I got you, I'm wondering if you oppose that stance, and if so, if you'd like to do a formal moderated debate with a Hebrew Israelite.
No, here's why. I've done it enough to the point to where I said, you know what, I'm not moving off of my beliefs. I want to see the overwhelming vast majority, and I mean the vast majority of times that I've debated Hebrew Israelites, it's gone nowhere. And so I have no.
Whoa. If you have inheritance in the land, you would be something like a Sabaean. What? What y'all talking about, man? That's fine, but that means they're also having a servant. So the same way, my wife, when with regards to her, she's Ashes. She's called by my name. She's my property. So it's only in that way. I referred earlier to the book of Revelations, where when Yahawashi comes back as the conquering Lion of Judah and conquers all the nations, all of their things, all of their property are going to become his. And he's going to have those 10 crowns on his head. That's what that's talking about. The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord, because he is going to be that seed that comes and inherits the gate of his, possesses the gate of his enemies, pursuant to what Abraham was promised so long ago. And then Ezekiel 47:23. I would say according to the law, Dominique, that has to be, according to the law, that has to be Israelites, because the property of the Israelites has to stay in possession of the Israelites. That's why. It's not talking about Gentiles becoming joint heirs and Israelites all of a sudden. Good try. Hey, for sure, man, for sure. All praises to the Most High.
Now, if I happen to be somewhere talking with him, I'm not gonna say, "Yeah, I'm not talking to you." Like in this platform, I don't have a problem talking with him. And so,
Are you saying that the land allotments can pass from tribe to tribe? Like, if as an Israelite, I can't even inherit another tribe's land, you saying that a Gentile can come and do it? I'm not putting the link down for Dominique no more. I've talked to Dominique for an accumulated 5 hours. I can't do more. But I will put those dialogues in the chat, though. Talking to Dominique, bro, I'm telling you right now, that man will fry your brain if you let him, like scrambled eggs. Let me see. I'm gonna find the dialogue for those of you that want to see me talk to Dominique and suffer the man for a couple good hours. I'm gonna drop the link for you. Where's these videos at? Before we go to the next part of the footage, so we can see how, Mike got all wobbly in the knees. And where the Christians at? I'm not getting no Christians coming in here trying to debate those racist tenets in the Torah. We're here for it, pal. Where is Dominique? This is crazy. Man, these Arabs is over here listening to some crazy ass music next door. Oh my God. Dominique, where your video at, man? Where that video at? Lord in Christ. Yeah, Yahawashi, you remember the video? Yeah. This is crazy. Hold on, we're gonna play this, man. I know what y'all here for.
the best thing to do if someone wants to talk to me is come on early enough to where, like at the end, I've got to move. I'm not going to do a 4-hour one again or a 3-hour one again. Normally it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So if they want to have a conversation, by all means, come on. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with talking to anyone about anything that I believe, but I'm not going out of my way to do it. Matter of fact, I'll do less and less of that about anybody. I don't care if it's other topics with people that I do agree with. I'm not going to do a whole lot unless I see a whole lot of fruit in it. So, yeah, I'm not now. If you want to come back on the next time we do this.
Dominique, man, I don't know why you're obsessed with Tosab. Tosab is somebody that is a sojourner, somebody who does not necessarily have any inherited rights as an Israelite, but still has to adhere to the law. Why? Because they are sojourning in the land. That's a Tosab. I don't know why you keep asking about the Tosab. You should do a lesson about the Tosab on your channel or something. Matter of fact, I haven't checked to see if you did. Did you do a breakdown on Tosab, Dominique, so that we can get the deep understanding as to what the Tosab is? No, I did not say that the inheritance could pass from tribe to tribe. And this is why I can't talk to Dominique, because his listening skills are just below average, like the terrible. For those of you that's in here, you heard me say that the inheritance cannot pass from tribe to tribe. And I said, are you telling me that an Israelite can't possess another Israelite's land, another tribe's land, but a Gentile can come in and do it? That was the whole point of me coming in and saying that. I don't understand, bro. But that's what a Tosab is. Does that satisfy you? You're a terrible listener, bro. That's why you're struggling.
I have no problem with that, and wherever you want to go, we'll cover it. But I've done it ad nauseum to the point. You know what? I'm through. And so if I cast away people who aren't like the others that I've talked to, I'm sorry. I apologize, but what do they say? I don't have the inclination to do so anymore.
Hey, no problem, man. This went better than I thought it would go. I appreciate you.
No problem. How do you say it? Is it Ash? Ash? How you say it?
Ash, I'll accept either or, but it's properly.
Okay.
When me and you had our first discussion, you did say that the all could change your inheritance. Are you talking about a servant having his ear bored through? That doesn't change your inheritance. The servant that has his ear bored through with an awl, that's for an Israelite, an indentured servant. So he has an opportunity to be released on the day of Jubilee. But if he does not wish to be released and he says, I love my master and I want to stay with my master, then his ear is bored through with an awl and then he becomes a permanent servant of his master. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I do not know what you are talking about, but you making me want to look for the footage that I have, but I regret having to make space on my computer for discussions that's worth a damn. Let me see if I can find it. Man, I don't even have that first footage no more. But that's crazy that you said that, Dominique. That's impossible.
All right. Well, listen, brother,
Hey, you here though? You know, you late, but you here. I'm glad you here. Family, all praises. But water for coming through.
I got to run. I really do, man. Listen, it was good talking to you, and be blessed. All right.
Be easy.
All right.
Pastor, it's easy to explain when no one is questioning that explanation. Let's chat on the show about this so-called Hebrew Israelism thing y'all made up. You want to come on now, Abaya? Hey, let me drop the link. Come on, Abaya. Come on. I got about 20, 30 more minutes. Come on, Abaya. Let's talk about it. I've been on your show. Come on, guys. And listen, Abaya's a friend of mine. He's a Hebrew Israelite. Yes, Pastor Mike, the Hebrew Israelite slayer, got Hebrew Israelite friends. Right? I hate people I disagree with. I love them. That's what makes me tell them the truth. That's what makes me try to reach them, because I truly love them. I truly want to see them delivered. I truly want to see.
They not like us. Jeremiah 12, 14, and 17. Is that talking about where if the Gentiles turn from their wicked ways? Well, I think that's what that's talking about. Jeremiah 12. 14. I think I'm right. Blue letter Bible. Let's go to the blue letter. Let me share my screen real quick. And it's 14 through 17. So let's start at 12. The spoilers have come upon all high places through the wilderness, for the sword of the Lord shall devour from the one end of the land, even to the other end of the land. No flesh shall have peace. They have sown wheat, but shall reap thorns. They have put themselves to pain, but shall not profit. They shall be ashamed of your revenues because of the fierce anger of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit. Behold, I will pluck them out of their land and pluck out the house of Judah from among them. And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion on them, and will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord. That's amazing. So what I would ask is, what nation is Yahawashi not going to conquer? All right. That's the first question that I would ask. And I'm not asking because you need to answer it to me. It's just that I want you to be able to answer that question within yourself. So it's rhetorical. Well, watch this. I got another one for you. I want the KJV. Watch this. So I asked, what nation is Yahawashi not going to conquer? Right now, prophecy, before we even start to see Yahawashi conquering nations and the kingdoms of the world becoming the kingdom of the Lord, the Most High promises that he's actually going to destroy all these nations. Watch this. Stop the screen. Present. Jeremiah 30 and 11. Let's look at it in the KJV. It says, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Right? So the Most High is going to make a full end to all these nations. So they're not going to be in the state that they're in anymore. But we also have prophecy telling us that these different people groups, you know, they might not have their sovereignty anymore, but these people groups will still be around. But they will be forced to come up to Jerusalem from year to year, or there'll be no rain on their land. So they're going to have to come keep the Feast of Tabernacles, for example. So the question is this. If these nations are being built up among the Israelites, why are they needing to traverse all of these different lands just to come up to us? Why not just live amongst us? Why? Because it ain't going to happen. There's no nation that is going to diligently seek the Most High's ways the way that they have turned us to Baal. It's just not going to happen. What is going to happen is nations are going to be beaten to submission. They're going to have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And then there are some people that's going to see and say, hey, we're going to come up and we're going to worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? So full circle, at best, you're going to see all nations bowing before the Lord. People are going to come up and make their sacrifices, but nobody's going to inherit our land. Right? But they will be allowed to worship God. That's the full narrative. And Dominique, bro, no, the Sabians neither. The Sabians are going to be sold slaves by us. That's it. And then Christopher, of course, if you got a question, just put it in the chat. That's what we're here for. All praises to the Most High. What else we got going on in here? You see that?
Him come out of that bad heretical doctrine. So there's nothing wrong with being friendly with a person who has false doctrine, right? All y'all got an attitude. Listen, we're not the Crips against the Bloods. We don't have to hate the people who are in error. Love them, but love them enough to tell them the truth. Tell them when they're wrong. So here somebody jumped on. This don't look like a buyer. Let me see who this is.
Shalom, this is Brother Ash.
Brother Ash.
Properly. How you living?
I'm living with the help of the Lord, man. Doing well. How are you?
All praises to the Most High, man.
All right.
Give that glory to the Most High.
Okay. Yes,
I just wanted to know when we're going to have that debate. I saw that you replied to my request via my post on YouTube, and I just really want to put some extra emphasis on the importance of getting that lined up.
Watch this, man. Watch this. Y'all, some of y'all seen it already, but Lord in Christ, this is what he thinks of millions of blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans that are pouring out of the churches that he represents, pouring out of the churches that he is adjacent to. This is what he thinks of them.
With regards to racist tenets in the Torah.
Yeah, man. So let me say this, man.
Yeah, man.
I think the topic itself, bro, is ridiculous. I'm just gonna be, and I'm not no knock towards you, all right? But the topic itself, let's first let me ask you a question. Number one, I don't believe God's a racist.
I want ones in the chat if I give a good reason why you should come debate this topic, but I want threes in the chat if I drop the ball on that, if maybe I'm disillusioned.
Right, that's that old Sakari Genesis
Sakari
joke stuff, right? That's just nonsense. That's the only thing they want to even debate me on. They don't want to debate me on Christ, right? I'd rather debate issues that lead to a person's salvation, right? But so
who in the fuck that is, and excuse my language, but who in the hell is straddling the fence between Hebrew Israelite and Christian that don't already know about Christ, that don't already know about Jesus, right? I'd rather debate about, that's a lie, bro. That is a lie. That is such a lie. I'd rather debate about Christ. What? That's crazy. You rather debate the one thing about Christianity everybody knows about. That's the only thing Christians know about Christianity. And that's why they leaving y'all, because y'all just Christ. And Jesus and warm and fuzzies. But what about this other stuff that's written in the Bible? What about God saying you can own people from generation to generation? Does Jesus love those people? Oh my God. Oh, Romans 11 debunks Hebrew Israelite doctrine. Oh my God. You know what? I better shut down shop, because it's not like I've never read Romans 11 before and thought, hey, if only the idiot that says something like that has some contextual background to the rest of the biblical narrative, then maybe they'd understand that agricultural reference about the olive tree is something that you see first in Isaiah, the 6th chapter. What the hell, bro? But family of God, since you're in the business of debunking Hebrew Israelite theology, there is a challenge for Christians. If you can get a tag team partner, it can't be your wife. It has to be, you can have another tag team partner or two more Christian men, but we're debating whether or not there are racist tenets in the Torah. And if you are willing to put forth a good argument, I will drop a link for you to come on here with your partners and give us what for. Oh my God.
Genesis joke stuff, right? That's just nonsense.
He reminded me of John Witherspoon in House Party.
That's the only thing they want to even debate me on. They don't want to debate me on Christ, right? I'd rather debate issues that lead to a person's salvation, right? But so let me ask you a question.
Debating whether or not God is three people is not going to lead to nobody's salvation. There's plenty of nut jobs that believe that God is three people and it's just wicked as hell. It's just plenty. That's the common thought process for a Christian, is that there's a Trinity somewhere. Brother Christopher, the lawful said, ask question. How is God and Messiah determining which Gentiles, heathens, he's allowing in the kingdom? Revelation 19:21, all but a remnant will be destroyed. So into the kingdom is the first part of that I would address, family. When you talk about into the kingdom, the whole earth is going to be the kingdom of the Lord. It's the kingdom. That word in the Greek just means dominion. Dominion is the rulership of the Lord. So the question you got to ask yourself, where is God? Where is Christ not going to be ruling in the earth? Where are the Israelites not going to be in charge? And the question is, there's not going to be a place under the sun where Jesus don't run things, where Christ don't run things, where Yahawashi, hamashiach don't run the world, right? That being said, you're automatically there if you survive the things that are to come. And how he's determining which ones make it, I can't say for sure. You could say maybe they throw up their swords and say, I surrender in the valley of Jehoshaphat, but there's not a lot of wiggle room there. It says the people that come up against the Lord and his chosen ones in the valley of Jehoshaphat get burnt to cinders. They get cremated on the spot. The biggest illustration that we have is that there's going to be survivors of that war, like women and children, elderly, and then you have the ones that's calling the shots, that's of a higher stature when you deal with the political or financial stratification that there is in the America. Those people that's left behind because they're not out getting their hands dirty in the war. They don't die in the race riots and Jacob's trouble. Those people that survived that, they're the ones that are being reserved for serving the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But it don't give us a lot of insight as to how that's going down. Patrick T's in the building. Hey, Ash, why didn't you pick two preachers from the Christian Dream Team on Sonetter? Patrick, you were there when I went on Sonetter's channel, and Sonetter let y'all know that I want to debate 2 or 3 of y'all. Y'all should have reciprocated and gave in and said, okay, I'm going to take the invite. Matter of fact, he's making me pull footage. Don't make me pull footage. Patrick, I'm just going to give you some grace and mercy and say maybe you're the forgetful type. But I tasked you with going and getting the dream team and picking Christians and telling them, hey, I want to join. Why do I have to go to your teammates? You know what I'm saying? What it seems like is that's a cop-out, bro. And you just didn't want to do it. You didn't want to be involved in such a discussion. And so you didn't do the task that I had afforded you. That's correct.
And he got a bunch of Christian pastors on there. So I thought, what an opportunity. Stacy Mobley's up there, Reggie's up there. They got a doctor with him, and then Patrick T's up there. You know, possibly the Christians that.
And look, man, shout out to Captain Azariah, damn it. Shout out to the powerful Captain. Patrick, I'm going to drop a link for Patrick. I'm going to drop a link for Patrick. I only want Patrick. Don't come up here if you're not Patrick. If you come up here and you're not Patrick, you better be 2 Christians ready to get beat down about racist tenets in the Torah at the same damn time, like Future said. That link is for Patrick. Patrick, you will not be verbally abused. You will not be verbally abused. But I just really want to understand your logic. What?
Stacy Mobley.
Disappear from social media and do this instead. Be richer than your friends, mastering AI tools, spending only.
How did that happen? This is what I want.
You demonstrate.
City, the men like I own here. You're good right there. And Barnabas. Jupiter and Mercury come out.
Jupiter.
You're good right there. These are the people of that city, the men like I own here. Zeus, the chief god, and rushed out into the crowd. One translation says, we preach to you, telling you to turn from these worthless things to the living God. Now, they had been worshiping.
Oh,
he couldn't even handle.
what happened?
Look,
With Brother Us?
I let my brother
And told me he just beat out there. Us, man.
Out there.
Shout out.
Patrick, is this ringing any bells for you, Pat? Hebrew Theo in the building. Shalom. Look, is this ringing any bells for you, Patrick? Do you remember this? You're on the screen. Hey, somebody in the chat said he looked like an Ewok too. Somebody in the chat said he looked like an Ewok from off of Star Wars during the live. I said, I can't deal with you guys, man. But you're in the chat. I can't tell if you're looking at the screen, but you're in the chat. I know you hear my name come up. You didn't say, hey, brother, which one of you want to get on this nigga head? Because he said he wanted to debate 3 of us. Sinetter put the challenge out there and told y'all right then and there, and then none of y'all say nothing. Stacey Mobley about damn near combed his hair back. But y'all didn't say nothing. You just sat there and let the old dude take all
the Osh, but I'm not shalom to you, brother Osh. I'm not snitching on you, brother, but we got to keep it real. Osh hit me up in the email and told me he just beat the brakes off of our brother Stacey Mobley.
You remember this part, Patrick? Are you gone, Patrick? You better not be gone, Patrick. You better be getting ready to click the link, Patrick. He said, hey, Osh, why didn't you pick 2 preachers from the Christian Dream Team on Sinetter? I said I wanted 3 of y'all. I said 2 minimum. Why would I pick only 2? You guys, you Christians be playing games, bro. It's what's so crazy about it is like we could tell y'all ain't never been outside nowhere, a lot of y'all. We know better than these tactics. You never jumped off the porch if you think that a dumbass tactic like this is gonna fool anybody into thinking that I'm bluffing about what I'm saying. I've been running up on y'all everywhere I can find y'all, from doctorate to can't read good. And you're gonna sit here and play this game like this, man. Why didn't you pick 2 preachers? Sinetter said he wanted 2 or 3 of y'all.
Oh, for our brother Stacey Mo. Stacey, have you
breaks off this dude?
Oh, for our brother Stacey Mo. Stacey, have you had a discussion with brother Osh?
I'll let my brother speak for me.
He's like, I don't want to lie. I'm gonna put the task on y'all. I got whopped on. Oh my God, this is tremendous.
And he wants to smoke, and he want to do it right here on the toughest environment, brother.
I'll let my brother speak for me.
Hey, Patrick T, why need I say anything? I literally sent an email to Sinetter because you told me that Christians was going to be on the platform, because I wanted him to say something, because I knew that y'all was going to flake if I challenged you directly. I did not expect that even on the spot in front of an audience of at least 500 people that y'all was going to sit there with your jaws stuck together. That's why I didn't get on there and say nothing about getting 2 of y'all. I wanted to see how many of y'all mighty Christian men was going to raise your hand, and none of y'all did. You should have just sat there with your hands folded, shutting the fuck up.
Ask them what happened.
What happened, Reggie?
Josh claims that he wants 2 of us when he could handle 1.
If not 3.
He couldn't. That's why I didn't say nothing, Patrick, because you said it. You didn't say, look, calm down. Which one of y'all want to come with me? Look at this dude, man. I wish I could zoom in on this video, Patrick. That's how you look after you just told everybody that. Man, look, and then shout out to My Father's Work for becoming a member. You have no idea just how important your support is. I appreciate you, family, with the water for that. The water for that. They're super delusional. Super delusional. New Torah movement, shalom, family, good word. We want to build you on the topic. I'm down. I'm down for it. I'm certainly down for it. Are you on the affirmative side, or are you on the side where you disagree? because I really would want to reserve this for Christians, but we could tee it up today for sure. Excuse me. You made that up. Patrick gone. Patrick gone. Ah, man. Where is Patrick? Where is Patrick? This is crazy. Where's Pat? Pity Pat.
Even handle Stacy.
Couldn't handle one.
Couldn't even handle one. Look, you lying. You made that up.
I've known Stacy for a minute. Stacy is pretty good when it comes to this Bible, though. I ain't gonna front. He know his stuff.
Hey, Sarnetta, I want you to ask your man, Tazariak.
Tazariak? Why you bringing up Tazariak for? You got a fade right in front of you. I wish I would bring somebody up, somebody chest to chest with me talking about they want some smoke, and I bring up somebody else.
Why he refuses to debate me ever again.
All right. All right. Let me go on to Ash. Ash is the brother that contacted me to let me know he put the beat down on my brother Stacy Mobley and that he would like to take on 2, if not 3, at one time. That would make it even for him. So let's bring on our brother, brother Ash. What's up, brother? You on the call?
Oh, God, how you living?
What up?
Y'all wiggling in your chairs like you got diaper rash, man.
Nothing much. I heard something that troubled me in my heart, and so I thought I'd get on here and ask why the brother said that the priests of Zeus could not have been Jews. Would any of you care to elaborate, particularly the doctor? I definitely want to hear the doctor's knowledge on that.
Yeah. You're saying why he could not be a Jew?
Right.
Yeah, well, Paul is dealing when what you find out from the structure of the book of Acts, when Paul is dealing with Gentile audiences, he addresses them differently than he does Jewish audiences. That's the way the book of Acts is written. Whenever Paul is dealing with Jews, he references Hebrew passages. Whenever he's dealing with people outside of the covenant, he references heaven and earth and the gods of those outside of the Jewish faith. That's just the structure of the book of Acts. So you'll notice in Acts chapter 14, as well as Acts 17, in those heavily Gentile passages that.
Man, and Patrick's sitting there looking like he getting a story read to him around a campfire. And then Family of God, you're banned, bro, because you're whack. You're corny. We don't do whacking. We don't do corny. You won't click the link either. Somebody said they did want to build on the topic. I'm putting the link in the chat before we move on. This is ridiculous. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Racist tenets in the Torah, and it's such a simple discussion to have. And it's like the sooner we could just admit the truth, then the sooner we can get to the good. The racist tenets is still going to be in there when Christ comes. But guess what? The healing of the healing that comes from the leaves of our trees are still going to be for the healings of the nations. But you guys don't savor the things of the Lord. You guys are greedy. You're greedy and you're arrogant. Greedy and arrogant.
Let's say you were right. I think you're dead wrong. How does that lead anybody to Christ, to salvation? How does that lead anybody to salvation?
That's the question I was actually hoping you would ask. And my inbox is full of brothers that come to me saying that, wow, I was leaning towards Christianity, but when I watched your video, you made all the sense in the world. So I would say if this brother's coming to my camp looking for more understanding, because the Bible says that God is leaning towards Israel and not the entire world.
Shout out to the cat, man. The water for the super chat, brother. The water to the captain. I mean, so that's plenty of reason right there. But if that's not good enough for him, I don't know why he's in the business of even talking about the word of God for.
Then I would say
a major Hebrew Israelite doctrine. Major.
It's definitely a salvific issue, as you might put it.
Okay, now what if I agreed with you that God's covenant people was Israel?
You got to become a member, man. You got to hit join. What you mean? What you mean? Cap funny. You gotta hit join. You gotta hit join, my brother. And I'm gonna bless you.
Right? And that God is calling Israel. What if I agreed with you there, but then I was able to prove to you that even the heathen nations can be Israel?
Bomb drop, problem solved. We're not talking about that. It's not a thing. One, that's not a thing. And two, we're not talking about that. That does not change the fact that there are racist tenets in the Torah. It just right over his head. You're not nuanced enough. They're not new. Like, why are you saying that? Look, Gentiles can come around. Gentiles can go to the temple. Gentiles can live in the land. Gentiles can be slaves from generation to generation after generation, or they can take their ass home and come back and forth as sojourners, and they got to keep the law when they're in the land. Nobody's stopping them from doing that. Nobody has an issue with that. I don't know Israelites that teach that that is not a thing or was not a thing. That is not what is up for discussion. What is up for discussion is whether or not there's racist tenets in the Torah. Because like I mentioned, they can come, they can do all these things, just like we can go to work every day. We can clock in and out every day. But there's a form of racism that is at play that stratifies us from everybody else. There are racist practices. While those things aren't based off of lineage and they're based off of skin color, and when it comes to the Torah, it's more so about your family orientation, your lineage. It's the same concept. You can come, you can deal, you can keep the law, but all of this goodness and greatness and graciousness is not for you. It's for the people above you, right? It's levels to it. So why would you even run it back? These slow ass dude. I don't know if you were in here earlier. Tosab is somebody that does not possess the same rights and privileges as everybody else, but they're still expected to adhere to the law. They're not like a native born citizen necessarily, but a sojourner. There's somebody that is passing through. Maybe they just came through for the first time and are going to stay, or maybe they are just passing through, like the person I just mentioned that comes in and out of the land to work. But that's what Tosab is oriented around when you just deal with the definition. I'm not going in any context from scripture to scripture, but that's what that's talking about. Dominique, you're weird, bro. As if I didn't just answer this for you earlier. I don't understand you. But Torah movement, let me know if that was adequate, brother. I don't know if you heard me, but I want to make sure you did. Did everybody else hear what I had to say about the word Tosab?
Here somebody jumped on. This don't look like a buyer. Let me see who this is.
Shalom, this is Brother Ash.
Brother Ash.
Properly. How you living?
I'm living with the help of the Lord, man. Doing well. How are you?
All praises to the Most High, man.
All right.
Give that glory to the Most High.
Okay. Yes,
I just wanted to know when we're gonna have that debate. I saw that you replied to my request via my post on YouTube, and I just really want to put some extra emphasis on the importance of getting that lined up with regards to racist tenets in the Torah.
Yeah, man. So let me say this, man. I think the topic itself, bro, is ridiculous. I'm just gonna be, and I'm not no knock towards you, all right? But the topic itself, first let me ask you a question. Number one, I don't believe God's a racist, right? That's that old Zechariah Genesis joke stuff, right? That's just nonsense. That's the only thing they want to even debate me on. They don't want to debate me on Christ, right? I'd rather debate issues that lead to a person's salvation, right? Well, so let me ask you a question. Let's say you were right. I think you're dead wrong. How does that lead anybody to Christ, to salvation? How does that lead anybody to salvation?
That's the question I was actually hoping you would ask. And my inbox is full of brothers that come to me saying that, wow, I was leaning towards Christianity, but when I watched your video, you made all the sense in the world. So I would say if there's brothers coming to my camp looking for more understanding, because the Bible says that God is leaning towards Israel and not the entire world, then I would say it's definitely a salvific issue, as you might put it.
Okay, now what if I agreed with you that God's covenant people was Israel, right? And that God is calling Israel. What if I agreed with you there, but then I was able to prove to you that even the heathen nations can be Israel?
Well, that's actually that's a good point as well. What I would say is that for the audience sake, my request is that we debate racist tenets in the Torah, meaning that there are racist laws that the Israelites were meant to upkeep. That makes all the difference. And then I would say that if you were,
I didn't even know y'all could give memberships. All praises to the Most High. The water for that. The water for that. New Torah movement. Hey, it's all good, brother. I like genuine questions. When people come and ask questions, I don't got a problem with it. But when I get the indication that people just aren't listening, I start to take an issue with it, because as you may know, teaching this is a labor of love. When you feel like somebody just playing games with your time, it get frustrating. But you're not an issue. I appreciate you asking. If you got any others, feel free to throw them in the chat, family. It's all good. That's what we're supposed to do. If the Most High not racist, take the debate. That's funny, man. But this is a flex, and it's a demonstration, because what's going to start to happen is these Christians are going to get curious. They're going to ask their pastor behind the scenes, because they look up to him and they're their heroes. They're not going to ask him in front of everybody, well, could you explain that then? And then what's going to happen is they're going to then come to an Israelite and ask the Israelite. And it's just going to lead to more people becoming Israelites. That's all that is. People are going to continue to adopt their inheritance. They're going to take back their heritage. That's all. So I knew he was going to flake. They all probably are, unless they numb in the head somewhere.
Going to try to prove that people could become Israel, I'd say that you'd be hard pressed to prove that what it means to you to become Israel still places those Gentiles underneath the line of social stratification that the Torah places.
Well,
Dominique, bro, I don't understand what's wrong with you, man. What definition of race are there not commandments about? When you say there aren't racist laws, what definition of race are you talking about? I don't want to reveal anything just in case two Christians come and want to debate this topic, whether or not there are racist tenets in the Torah, but I'm almost concerned about you at this point. But, that being said, family, we're going to take a brief break, man. We're going to take a brief break. I'm going to come back, and we're going to get to the rest of this footage. We're going to see if any Christians have come in here ready to inherit this ass whooping. That being said, take your bathroom break. We'll be back momentarily.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, and judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Come. King Corn beats be killing shit. We was powers on this earth once, and we was all about the mirth once. Idol worship, murder like the first of the month. Hit a nigga with the bit like he need a light. That's what you do when you on fourth, or else you got a punt. But we ain't needed when we cry for Egypt's flesh, nah. So it's Egypt that we got, and we hella mad
These crackers soaring off our shoulders like some helipads. They see our sweat, but they don't feel us like we holograms. I'll be damned, another black man shot again. They deflect and tell us we our own ops again. Never mind that daughter grown without their props again. And never mind the weight placed on that new single mom. Her big bro trying to help out any way he can. Now he's smoking on that Marley trying to keep it calm. And plus he sell it, he gon' help if it take every gram. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as in the error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in the low place. I've seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. And what shall we say then?
By this beat today.
We was powers on this earth once. No question who the owner of this turf was. Turf wars against Cain until Yahweh crushed them. But we forsook the holy covenant like we ain't won them. So when the nations rose against us, bro, we ain't won it. Shit out of luck until Yahawashi and won it. Living foul like a chicken headed for the bucket. The wages sin without him, that was all we stuck with. Used to stash pounds and gadgets we could steal your stuff with. Far as my brain, it was wickedness that used to stuff it. The stuff of nightmares was me and my kin. Just the product of what lives inside of Babylon's twin. We wrote on y'all like Michelin's on account of the ends. But now we praying, laboring to bring this hill to an end. So in and out of every season, I put my face to the wind. We dedicated, bring it back, Yasharala the win. Let's go.
By this beat
and that
today.
Day shall each of be afraid like unto a woman. And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it. And that day shall 5 cities
King
and the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. In that day, there shall be an altar unto the
Lord. Let's debate whether Gentiles in the who come in covenant are under Israel. We can debate that, and you're gonna be in trouble trying to prove that because you're not gonna be able to. Now, I mean, bro, again, one, I don't think God is racist, and I think that what my Israelite brothers friends, because again, let's just be clear, we're not serving the same God. I don't think because Israelites don't.
Dominic, what the hell, bro? He said, Elder Uriah, what a Hebrew servant is. A Hebrew servant is a servant that is Hebrew. In this particular context, it's literally an Israelite. This is referring to indentured servitude. I don't get it. That's weird. Why is it complicated? I don't even understand why that's a question. I don't get it. A Hebrew servant is an Israelite that is in indentured servitude. It's weird. It's bad.
Most Israelites in the Hebrew Israelism faith don't believe Jesus is the Most High. So let's just be clear that we're not serving the same God. So we're not brothers in the faith. When I use the term brother, I'm saying that respectfully as, fellow African-American brother. All right. But we're not the same.
That's cool.
Right.
I'm more mean it along the lines of
Dominic is banned. He's out of here. He's had too many chances. I don't understand his behavior. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Some people are actually simple, and I know we make a habit of laughing and scorning them because it seems like they're doing it to us. But some people are literally impeded mentally, and I think that might just be what's going on with the brother. And if that's the case, we won't make fun out of it. We won't make it a laughing matter. We'll just do what we do over here. That's all I can say. But he's just a distraction at this point. Anybody with genuine questions, feel free, as usual.
Paul when he said, "My kinsmen, my brethren, according to the flesh, who are
Now,
Israelites."
okay, I'm with
You might not identify that way, but you still my brother. You know what I'm saying? So we'll use that context on
Not
my
a problem. Not a
part.
problem.
But what do you mean by under Israel? Because when I look at people who undergo that which is required for people to enter the covenant of Abraham, they still could be treated as slaves within the nation of Israel in itself, whereas the flesh and blood Israelite cannot be.
Yeah, again, yeah, this is just not Bible. The only
That's just not Bible.
Under Israel, because when I look at people who undergo that which is required for people to enter the covenant of Abraham, they still could be treated as slaves within the nation of Israel in itself, whereas the flesh and blood Israelite cannot be.
Yeah, again, yeah, this is just not Bible. The only person that's gonna get knees bowed to them.
He's still not even dealing with what I said. The only person that's going to get knees bowed to them, he's talking about in a future tense. I'm literally saying that this is a racist tenet in the Torah. This is problematic. Do you see how we're always having two different discussions with them because a lot of them only understand buzzwords? I'm reading this book about systemic theology. And I would I'm gonna do a video on that. I'll do a live on that. But I'm studying systemic theology, and I'm getting to the nitty gritty on how Christians, especially when they're going to be getting into apologetics and teaching, they have a way of approaching the Bible and cultivating their doctrine from it. And it's very problematic when you're only even using systemic theology. That means that you have a system scriptural based knowledge of the Bible. From that, you derive your doctrine. It's very problematic when you even when you're using this organized form of study, when you're skipping to the dead middle of the damn book to the end, and you're forming everything based off of that. You are so far removed from the depths that are the waters in this Bible. He has no fucking clue what he's even responding to. He doesn't even have the honor to ask a question just to clarify before putting his foot in his mouth. This is like, usually I do these exchanges and I hurry up and screen record them and I put them up for y'all without even watching them for myself. But this is so disturbing. This is disturbing as hell.
That makes
Look at him. He's just looking for a way to wing it. Oh my God.
Dead wrong. How does that lead anybody to Christ, to salvation? How does that lead anybody to salvation?
That's the question I was actually hoping you would ask. And my inbox is full of brothers that come to me saying that, wow, I was leaning towards Christianity, but when I watched your video, you made all the sense in the world.
It's almost like they don't he's done a little blitz. I don't remember what the results were behind that, but he's done a blitz before. Let's just say if this blitz was all the brothers that he'd ever seen a part of being Hebrew Israelites, right? That's reason enough to have a sit down with regards to this topic in front of a big enough audience, knowing that those brothers only represent a portion of a bigger thing that you view as a problem. If Hebrew Israelism is a problem, and this is a core doctrine, a core understanding, then why in the hell would you not meet it head on? I just can't understand it. I just can't understand it. Yeah, he in the hot seat on his own channel.
So I would say if this brother's coming to my
and he's not dealing with it well because it's going over his head.
Camp looking for more understanding.
He just wanted to say Jesus. He just wanted to say, I'm going to bless you.
Standing because the Bible says that God is leaning towards Israel and not the entire world, then I would say it's definitely a salvific issue, as you might put it.
Okay, now what if I agreed with you that God's covenant people was Israel?
Man, Brother Marcus, you damn right. That brother got to get into class ASAP. Matter of fact, speaking of class, we got class in the morning. If you want to join the ministry, hit us up at Fire God Classroom. gmail.com. You'll be putting Christians in the hot seat like this in no time. And if not like this, then better, because we want to train you up to be the best man of the Lord that you can be. It's about teaching you everything that you need to know to walk uprightly and mightily in the face of all these nations and before the Most High. It's not about matching t-shirts and all that. There is a uniform, and we will expect you to be in uniform at camp, but that's not what it's about. It's about giving you the materials that you need to adequately equip yourself in front of these people that are the naysayers, to combat the lies, to properly teach the word. So hit us up, firegodclassroom@gmail.com. We'll get you right in the entry courses. Ask the brother Marcus in the chat. He done already breezed through the intro. We make it real easy for you to digest, because the better that you can digest it, the easier it is going to be for you to teach it.
Real. Right? And that God is calling Israel. What if I agreed with you there, but then I was able to prove to you that even the heathen nations can be Israel? See,
well, that's
a
good point as well. What I would say is that, for the audience sake, my request is that we debate racist tenets in the Torah, meaning that there are racist laws that the Israelites were meant to upkeep. That makes all the difference. And then I would say that if you were going to try to prove that people could become Israel, I'd say that you'd be hard pressed to prove that what it means to you to become Israel still places those Gentiles underneath the line of social stratification that the Torah places.
Well, let's debate that. Let's debate whether Gentiles in the who come in covenant are under Israel. We can debate that, and you're gonna be in trouble trying to prove that, because you're not gonna be able to. Now, I mean, bro, again, one, I don't think God is racist, and I think that what my Israelite brothers, friends, because again, let's just be clear, we're not serving the same God. I don't think because Israelites don't most Israelites in the Hebrew Israelism faith don't believe Jesus is the Most High. So let's just be clear that we're not serving the same God. So we're not brothers in the faith. When I use the term brother, I'm saying that respectfully as, fellow African-American brother. All right. But we're not the same.
That's cool.
Right.
I'm more mean it along the lines of Paul when he said, "My kinsmen, my brethren, according to the flesh, who are Israelites." You might not identify that way, but you still my brother. You know what I'm saying? So we'll use that context on my
not a problem. Not a problem.
But what do you mean by under Israel? Because when I look at people who undergo that which is required for people to enter the covenant of Abraham, they still could be treated as slaves within the nation of Israel in itself, whereas the flesh and blood Israelite cannot be.
Yeah, again, this is just not Bible. The only person that's gonna get knees bowed to them is the true Israel called out of Egypt, Yeshua hamashiach, Jesus the Christ. He is the only one that knees gonna bow to. Not gonna bow to you, and not gonna bow to me. Not in a literal sense.
He lying. I don't accept Gentiles bowing.
He lying, first of all. Hey, listen to this.
Even people
that knees gonna bow to, not gonna bow to you, and not gonna bow to me. Not in a literal sense.
I don't accept Gentiles bowing to me. Even people I perceive as Gentiles, because you might say I'm under a presupposition. So I don't even accept white people bowing under me. I'd rather them bow to an elder. But I'm still talking about racist tenets in the Torah. When we talk about that, the stratification still dictates that a Gentile should be treated as a slave, and that their seed, even after them, could be passed down from generation to generation, but not an Israelite. That's what I call social stratification. That's what I call a racist tenet in the Torah, and that's what I want to debate, because those hard-hitting parts of that law.
Now, watch this. Not the 3. Israelites are the 12 tribes. You can't prove every Black, Native, and Latino are pure-blooded Israelites going back to the Old Testament identity crisis. No, this is what I'm gonna tell you. We don't need to prove it. You know why? Because we don't teach that, at least not on this channel. So thank you for that information, I guess.
that drives people to come to me. And I'm just thinking that, you
Yeah,
know,
but
maybe if
I
we,
want them to come to Christ, though. I don't want them to come
what
to
I'm
you.
saying is that if
You see that? I want them to come to Christ. I don't want them to come to you, but I don't want to debate it and keep them away from you either. You see that? Like, I don't want to be walking down the street with my girl and a nigga to pinch her booty. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? I have a job to do. It's to protect my woman. And if you have half the amount of love that I have for my wife, for the church, then you should be willing to step in the line of that nigga trying to grab your girl booty. And you should be there to defend her properly. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to love our wives like Christ loved the church. We're supposed to also love the church like Christ loved the church. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, what is this dividing and this divide in his modus operandum? It's like, I don't want him to come to you, but I'm not going to do anything about the fact that you're beating us over the damn head with these things that the church just can't or won't combat. And this silly ass giggle that he just did after saying that is bad, because it's like, you don't want them in the church that much, though, brother. Not if it means that you gotta shed a little bit of blood. That's cold. That's very telling.
That's down from generation to generation, but not an Israelite. That's what I call social stratification. That's what I call a racist tenet in the Torah, and that's what I want to debate, because those hard hitting parts of that law that drives people to come to me, and I'm just
that. So those hard hitting parts of that law that drives people to come to me, I say, listen to his reply.
Thinking that, you know, maybe
I want them to come to Christ, though.
But I want them to come to Christ, though. That is the point. You know what I'm saying? How is he missing this?
I don't want
what I'm saying is that if you want him to come to
that's so fucking goofy, man. I don't see it's so goofy, and it's just like, bro, I wanna be able to just laugh it off, but it's like, this is disingenuous. And yeah, he had to say it for audience sake, but the problem is the same pride that makes him feel like he has to say that for the audience sake is revealing something. It's like, that's what you want, but you don't want it bad enough, and you literally just admitted it. He admitted that this is not a good enough reason to debate this topic. He didn't even challenge me on it. Oh, well, prove people are coming to your inbox saying that, you know, you gave that breakdown and, you know, things make more sense now. I've seen it. When I was in Zechariah and helping brothers come in the door and getting the courses in the Zechariah, you know, y'all help me understand what's going on, and I'm hearing that. It's not going to be any different for any other brother coming in the truth. Shit is crazy. Not the three, God is racist, but he created all races, make it make sense. When you're doing this thing where there are straw man arguments being argued, nobody at least not me, the main speaker of today, did not say that God is racist. What I did say is that there is racist tenets in the Torah. Now, if you want me to make that make sense, I can do that for you, but you got to make sure that you are addressing the points that are being made, right? And if you don't right off the bat, then you got to confirm them first, family. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's the second strike right there. First, you came in here and said you can't prove X, Y, and Z. My reply to you was, well, ain't nobody in here saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for you to say things, right? And it's up to us to learn to properly discern when to shut the fuck up and when to speak, right? That's crazy.
Christ, and they coming to me instead.
Look at him over here giggling. Why are you giggling like that? Look like Ray Charles with dope in his veins. Just, you know what? This here ain't for little girls. This is not funny, Mike. You look bad right now, bro. Mike look bad.
And maybe the best thing to do is that you defeat me on that premise on a live open platform, is all I'm saying.
Again, like I said, I got limited.
Man, bro, I went on Berean's channel. He's a frequent on Berean's channel. I went on Berean's channel and did an open challenge, the same one y'all been hearing about, 3v1. I want the top. I want your Christians. I want Mike Brown, blah, blah. I just spit it all out. I want them. Can you get them in here? Can you get somebody in here to defend this opposition to this doctrine? Because y'all in here talking about how, Hebrew Israelism is this and that. And it's like, why not destroy the minutia, the small details? Why not destroy the small details? Because those small details will end up amounting to a lot. If you could do that, you could get somewhere. Of course, I'm not really inviting them to destroy because they can't. It's just that I want them to see from that perspective, maybe that'll get y'all to at least put your best foot forward on it. Semantics, that's why no one debate that bull. Where you from, Nut the Three? Where you from, family?
Tab.
I don't like when you say semantics. I don't know where the origin is of niggas seeing somebody use words and then say that's semantics, but no, it's not semantics. Words mean shit. When you say things, they are meant to convey things. So I use particular words to convey the ideas that I want people to get from me. And when they misunderstand, I correct them. That's not semantics. That's your ass need to listen better, or I need to learn to speak better. It can't always be semantics. We got to be much, much better. We got to be much better than that, man. It's not semantics. Please stop that shit. Niggas, stop saying semantics. Find a new word.
Right. And I know you do as well. I don't claim to be any busier than anybody else.
Which is why every minute I'm gonna live and die and breathe the truth, brother. And that's why I'm saying that you and brothers that's like you as clean of a face as you put on, brother. I'm thinking that the most honest thing that you could do is debate me on that premise, and then we could touch on any other topic. But I'm tired.
Let's debate on salvation.
Why are you so weak, bro? I said we can touch on this premise and then we can debate any other topic. His immediate follow-up is, let's debate salvation. Like, I'm having a hard time believing that y'all even understand what salvation means. You know what I'm saying? You have debated salvation. You have not debated whether or not there are racist tenets in the Torah. Here comes Jeremy Thomas, Corinthians 15:46. We all got to grow in the knowledge of the Lord. Babes can't chew meat. Oh, shit.
You see that salvation comes into question for a brother like I mentioned to you earlier when I tell them how is it salvation when Isaiah 61 tells them that the Gentiles is going to serve the actual Israelites. See, my
nationalist is a very good term. It's much better, honestly. Much better.
My premise is that even if I'm not a blood Israelite, the Bible still says that the Gentiles are going to serve the Israelites. And it makes all the difference, because then it becomes about, do you worship the Most High because that everything he says comes into fruition and you worship him and you appreciate him and his might, or is because you think that you get a perk out of it?
That's the difference. Now, I'm one of them niggas where, based off of everything that I see, you can't tell me I'm not an Israelite. But even if I'm not, I still believe everything in this Bible is going to come to pass. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. Christians is like, well, if I can't be a part of my favorite things that's in this Bible, then I just don't believe in it, and I'm going to lie to myself. And that's what we're trying to shake off from people. The Most High knows the difference between the real and the fake. This is why he said, this is why his son says, in that day, you calling on me, talking about Lord, Lord, I'm going to say I never knew you, you that work iniquity, because the Most High sees through it. His son sees through it. They're watching us with different lenses on than what we can rock down here. So this game that the Christians like to play is not going to suit them in the end. It's better off facing the truth and dealing with what that leaves you with. And that's a better understanding of the God you're dealing with.
But that's it. I'm gonna respect your platform, brother. I really appreciate you, but I really hope that contact.
Again, bro, I don't want to debate that topic because I don't think that topic is makes sense. I'm not going. I mean, anybody who thinks God is racist, I don't think
God is racist. How do you get racist tenets in the Torah? How do you hear that and then get God is racist? It's two different things.
Clearly understands the Bible, and
but that's not my premise, brother. My premise is not that God is racist. My premise is that there are racist tenets in the Torah. Why is this important? It's
the third time I've had to say that to this man.
Because you got to get very granular and you got to really touch on all the aspects of what you perceive to be the doctrine of salvation. You talk about a middle wall of partition, but if we could approach the middle wall of partition at a certain level of granularity, then I think that these little details would benefit the average Christian and the average Israelite alike in such a way that we're either going to approach a doctrine that can't be gainsaid against, or we aren't. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to link that.
I see. I may be able to. I'm just not gonna waste my time debating that topic, bro. Number one, is easily defeated. Number two, it's a waste of time, and it's a lot of Bible conflation. See, I'm a Bible student, and I believe in getting deep into the truth of Scripture, and I'm just not about to waste a lot of time trying to prove whether or not God's word has racist tenets. It's just not an important enough issue for me to debate. But I might have a guy for you. We'll get with Berean. I know you had mentioned.
Don't have a guy for me. 9 times out of 10, he's thinking about hitting up Vocab Malone. That's not gonna happen. Vocab is not gonna debate me on the issue. I want to show you guys something. So patient, y'all. I've been so patient, man. I've been so patient. Nigga, I might know a guy is fucking bananas. Let me find what I want to show y'all there real quick before we wrap up today. Look at this, man. There's one more. Watch this. Watch this. What is going on? Oh, it's taking forever to come through. Bear with me, y'all. They treat Vocab like they treat Paul. Look here, man. Keep on this, bro. And it's cold because, you know, Mike's supposed to be the Hebrew Israelite slayer. This is how I know Vocab ain't gonna do it. If he do, it's gonna be because all these niggas is coming to him saying, hey, I was just running us down about this slavery, this racist tenets in the Torah, and you know, we just don't know what to do with him, and he's gonna and then you know, the pride of Christianity is gonna fall on his face. So y'all see that? This is Fire God Classroom hitting up this particular email address. But this is a debate platform that I watched. I watched the brother Yachty from Zechariah, Dallas, debate a Christian. I think it was about law. Should we keep the laws or something like that? But I reached out. I said, good morning. I watched a debate on your channel yesterday. I thought it was conducted very well. Let me try to zoom in on this. This is tiny deal. There we go. Oh, damn. My bad, John. So y'all see that? It said, I watched a debate on your channel yesterday, and I thought it was conducted very well. Possible, I'd like to debate anyone willing to combat on the topic of slavery in the kingdom of heaven or racism in the Bible. I've been an Israelite teacher for 8 years. Here's the link to my channel. Do a hit back and say, hey, FOG, thanks for contacting me. Thanks for the kind words. Glad you were satisfied with how the debate went, and I'm very much interested in hosting a debate for you. I do have some guys who would be interested in those topics. Let them get back to you in a few days. So, you know, he said he was going to hit me back in a few days, and I waited. You know, I told you, you know, when I run up on somebody and I'm knocking at the door and I'm running one and I want to smoke and all that, I get the jitters. It's hard to wait. I be trying to tell Captain Zechariah like what West Coast living do to you and make you crazy when it comes to these type of situations. But look, here go the second part of emails, because I still did not get a reply. So I said, let me try this again. So he said he'd be back to me. I said, sounds good to me, brother. I'll be patiently waiting your news. Keep the good work. And then I had to hit him up, you know, days later. And I said, hey, any words as of yet? He said, Vocab is wondering, would you be open to debate this topic? Is Hakab biblically qualified to be a deacon? What the fuck? So you see what's going on right now? You see that? What does this have to do? What does this have to do with the topics that I said I wanted to debate? And why is this the reply that I'm getting? My guess is that he thought Vocab was going to want to take for sure. And he's like, you know, I want to debate Ashra Kyle on whether or not Deacon is a deacon. Hakah is a deacon. What the fuck? It's so corny. So, you know, I replied. I haven't heard back since. And it's shameful. It's like, really, if you destroy this, then you destroy the biggest Hebrew Israelites, the most famous Hebrew Israelites. You destroy this, you destroy the most famous Hebrew Israelites, right? It makes so much rational sense to me. But you want to debate whether or not Hakah is fit to be a deacon or not. And what's so funny about it is, months later, he don't even go by deacon no more. You see how fruitless that is? So I said, no, sir, just the topic. So I listened. He said, okay. Wow. This is what we get. I'm so glad that I left from up out of that weekend, bro, because this is the fruit of their heroes. This is what we get. This is what the little ones that are looking up to them get in exchange for their loyalty and their dedication and their tithes. They get no answers. They get nobody to stand up for them. And they're sitting there wondering, are these niggas on the streets right? Because I haven't seen anybody be able to adequately combat this. How did they come to those results? Because more people are leaving the church and coming and doing what we doing, and that's standing for the name of the Lord. Taking manhood right back, taking it back. The sad state that it's been in for the past few hundred years or so. And we're doing it through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, man. Call her law Yahawashi. I'm gonna leave. We're gonna do a little bit of time for Q&A, and after that, we're gonna get on up out of here. So put your questions in the chat. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. We need the family to see this. Today wasn't gonna be nothing heavy. I just wanted to show y'all what I was dealing with. You know, I'm trying to get the debate. I know Stacey Mobley backed out. I didn't even show y'all the text messages on that. He backed out. He don't want to do the debate, even though he agreed to do the debate. In the back now, it's not custom made. I just looked up flame neon light on what you call that, Amazon, and went forth and purchased it. All praises. Nut the three said, find a better topic. What's wrong with the topic, Nut the three? What's wrong with the topic? I say there's nothing wrong with the topic. Put your questions in the chat. Jump on here for some smoke real quick if you want some smoke real quick. I'm putting 30 seconds on the board. And after that, we up out of here. Again, if you want to join the ministry, join us at fireofgodclassroom@gmail.com. We'll get you in the courses right away. If you want to support the ministry monetarily, you can do so via Cash App at $Oxford or $. Hold on, let me put it up right here. Because there's two of them. I want y'all to know that your donations have been bolstering up this book collection that we put forth for the edification of the nation. And then when you send it to the Fire of God Cash App. Hey, Cap, can you put the Fire of God Cash App in the chat, God? Oh, they done changed it. They done changed it. Here go the overlay. If you want to send it directly to the camp, you can send it to $Fire God Camp 12. But it's a link in the chat, man. It's a link in the chat. Kokma, no, we are not in the new covenant. We are not in the bond of the covenant. That is something that happens when the Israelites are delivered from all the nations wherein they are scattered. And when that happens, we'll be delivered into the wilderness, like as in the days of Egypt, when we were led to the wilderness of Egypt. And this is quoting Ezekiel 20, verses 34 through 37, I believe. That is when we will enter into the bond of the new covenant. Good question. Good question. Any other questions in the chat? Yeah, there is some disagreement on the topic for sure. But nonetheless, we got to just let the prophet speak. You know what I'm saying? Just got to let the prophet speak, and we got to be men and women enough to listen and take heed. And they let us know that the new covenant takes place with salvation. For example, if you read Jeremiah 31:31, it runs congruently with Jeremiah 30. And it's talking about salvation. And after salvation, you get that new covenant. Ezekiel, I want to say it's 37 and talks about it as well. A covenant of peace. You know what I'm saying? We definitely ain't in no covenant of peace. Any other questions in the chat, family? Don't make me put another 30 seconds. Can we microwave on the Shabbat? You should not. You should not. Any other questions? Any other questions in the chat? Your brother tired. There is a law that's anti-dreads. I would say it looks like it's more for the priests because they have to comb their hair, and you cannot comb dreads. That's particularly for the Levites. I would leave that between you and the Most High as far as cutting your dreads. I actually just had that brief talk with my men, let them know, like, look, you're gonna have to take that up with the Lord one day. So if this moves you one way, then get your shit out of there. If not, then keep it. But you can't say you weren't shown. Now, if you're a Levite, I wouldn't risk it. But here's a cold game, man. You're better safe than sorry. FOG classroom right now is every Sunday, family. Every Sunday. We do it 9 a.m. West Coast time. That's 12 on the East Coast. So dreads are from another deity. I gotta see that. Definitely send me. So interesting. So I do see that in the Vedas. It says that Shiva was depicted with locks, but when people say things have an origin, it's important to actually verify origin. There's a difference between an old source showing somebody doing something, but just because an old source shows somebody doing something doesn't mean that person is the origin. It just means that that's the oldest. That's just the oldest example. So more so what you would want to look at is the dreadlock being a religious custom of that occultic sect, if that makes sense. So if dreadlocks are a form of worship to that deity, then you make a better case. But when we say things are origins, you do have to really validate what you mean by origin. Hear me, all of you, and understand there's nothing outside of person by going into him. Man, none, you out of here, bro. Nut out of here. He was weird too many times. Yeah. Locked that our people for sure were two-strand twists, right? They wore braids. Lock don't mean dreadlock all the time. Any other question in the chat? Yeah. Shalom, brother. Shalom, about you to record that. What you got going on? Yeah, I'm on the live. What song? Oh, I'll put it in there. Shalom. Any more questions? Oh shit! Shalakia. I really want to bomb on a Christian. Ain't no live streams popping on. To whoever was asking for that song that's in the intro, here go the link for that right there. All praises to the Most High. The water for the super chat, Melvin Ace 007. And then the email is firegodclassroom@gmail.com. I'm putting it in the chat, and it's on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. firegodclassroom@gmail.com. So water for that, family. Fringes on jackets and coats. Also, that one's more so up to you. You just want to make sure it's on your garment. So say, for example, you got on layers and you're not planning on wearing your jacket all day, you better have some tassels or fringes on something else. If not, and it's just going to be a permanent part of your fit, then you can just do fringes on your jacket. But, you know, usually with where and how you put them on, it's up to you as long as you put them on. Yeah, that's right. Hey man, King Couture, man, have a good night, brother. Thank you for tuning in. As for usual, the water for that. Yeah, y'all Jews bugged out. Last call for questions. I'm putting 30 more seconds on the board. All praise to the Most High, man. Hey, look, man, if y'all want a project, we can I'm gonna put up a fund. If y'all want a project, I'm gonna put together a fund. And if we get to that goal, I'll buy the equipment because I don't got no more recording equipment, none of that. But I'll make y'all ass a fire album, that's for sure. And I'll smoke. I will make your favorite rapper into a pack. I will make your favorite rapper into a pack. If you know what I'm saying. I will Kendrick Lamar your favorite rapper. That's what I mean. If you know what I'm saying. I will Kendrick Lamar your favorite rapper. And I will tuck my shirt in and wear a big ass belt buckle and lean up against a Grand National all black. I will do your favorite rapper like this. And I will, and then pass him to somebody else because I don't smoke no more. In righteousness, you know what I'm saying? When West Coast artists come out with new music, it make me feel real competitive. They're the only people that can move me anymore when it comes to rap. Kendrick came out with that album. You better believe I got on the phone with Captain Azariah, man. I said, oh fuck, I was on something different, and then I started spazzing on all these Christians. I said, oh, this whole thing is a diss to Drake. I like it. I'm feeling it. I love how he's bringing the smoke. This is a certain way. It's a certain way that we bring the bullshit. Yeah, mustard. Hey, who them one dudes on YouTube? RDC or some world. He did a skit. He was like, "This is how Kendrick Lamar recorded that. This is how Kendrick Lamar recorded that album." And he's in the booth just yelling, "Mustard." Oh shit! But for real, somebody got to do it. But if y'all really want a project, let me see. Put some goals together. What's a good goal? What's a good goal for a quality rap project, man? Because I gotta try to make some bread back off of it, you know what I'm saying? Off of the actual project. So I can't be just, RDC world. Yeah, it was fantastic, man. Let me see, we're gonna put a goal down. Man, I don't want to set no damn goal in the super chat. That's not my style, y'all. If y'all want a project, man, just continue to support the nation. And they ain't out here buying Jordans and shit with y'all money. You know, if you really want to see a project, let me know with your super chat, not super chat, but what do you call that shit? Your Cash App donation, and I will take into account what the money is for, and it will be put forth. Maybe I'll do like a 10-track joint or something like that. Really, really spat your favorite rapper. Who's your favorite rapper in Israel? So I can make a list and check the shit twice. I'm not saying or nothing. I just want to know who I got to spaz on. But your favorite Israelite or your favorite rapper in general. Your favorite rapper and your favorite Hebrew Israelite rapper. Put them down so I can understand. Same dude that made the one with Toad and Mario. Toad found out he was part Jamaican. I didn't see that one. That's hilarious. Man, my favorite one was the one when the nigga was dressed up like a roach. But for real, I want that list, man. So somebody said Deacon, and you the only one I listen to. I like Deacon, man. Don't make me have to spaz on Deacon, man. Don't put Deacon on your list, man. Don't do that. We live in the same city, man. We don't need that going on. Kendrick, yeah, I'll go at it with Kendrick. I don't got no problem going at it with Kung Fu. I won't feel bad. Huh? He definitely made me want to come with it. Chief? Chef? Who Chef? Ro or Chef? You talking about Ro? Roe? I think that's how you say it, Roe. Or you talking about Chef from South Park? Look, I'm telling you right now, my bars are so cold, bro. I make you have to crack a book open and know what I'm fucking talking about. My bars is crazy. I got bars that'll take people like 5 years to be like, oh shit, I just got what the fuck you were saying. I like Hyman. He's one of the most well-rounded rappers in Israel. As far as song quality and bars, that's there. That's there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely you know what I'm saying? If I'm in the music business, I'm definitely looking at his music and saying, yeah, we need to sell. We need to get that. That shit got to sell somewhere. I would definitely fuck with Hyman from Zechariah. Yeah. That's Hyman from Zechariah that made Raw. That song hard as hell. Yeah, he went stupid. He went really stupid. He from Philly. I can't get the Philly accent down. Dang, the list ain't very long. The list ain't very long. My favorite Deacon song is 400 Years a Slave. Now, that aside, man, I'm about to bow out for the night. I'm gonna go night. Barzaya got some beats too. How much you selling your beats for? How much to produce a whole project? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta let people know, man. How much to produce a whole project? Man, you see that? Get with the brother Barzaya. You know what I'm saying? Get with the brother Barzaya Judah. Do that immediately. You know, I would recommend if the brother's gonna do your project for charity, then you definitely gotta do him a favor and promote him in return. Who that? Who to me Ruffin? That's cold. Kwam Yashala, indeed. That being said, family, man, I appreciate you. It's been another fiery and productive episode of the Incinerator. Way to come through for your brother and represent. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe one more time before you get up out of here. And, Lord willing, until next time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,